Hey everybody, Kelly here, and I'm about to show you a video that I recently shot with Scott Pierce, the owner of Listings to Leads, a phenomenal real estate platform. Scott called me up and said, Kelly, would you be interested in shooting a video where we could show agents how to generate free listings? Now, I know that sounds pie in the sky. It's like, oh my God, but guys, it works. And so I want you to watch the video. I want you to see this strategy, this technique. Now, to keep it free in terms of generating that first listing, what we want to do, if you currently have listings to leads, the other part of the equation is to get the information to get the free listings. We're using a platform called Myplus Leads. So to keep this in the first 30 days as a free listing, look below the video. I will give you a 30-day free trial. If you don't have listings to leads, I'll give you a 30-day trial of that. If you don't have Myplus Leads, I'll give you a 30-day free trial of that. And with those two softwares, where you're not spending $1 on in the first month, you literally can generate in the first couple days your first couple listings. So guys, enjoy the video. Drop comments below. If you're a current Listings to Leads or MyPlus user, tell me what you thought about this strategy. And again, if you're looking to use the strategy that we're going to teach on, Scott Pierce and myself, there are free trial links. Literally, you can do this for no money out of pocket. All right. Get ready because we are about to launch this training.
Hey everybody, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Recently, I was talking to a client about how to get a listing fast without spending a lot of money, without spending a lot of time, and in a way that will actually work. All right. So I got Kelly Wheeler here today with us. He is a real estate marketing ninja. Kelly, how you doing?
Doing absolutely fantastic. I'm happy to be here and honored that we can do this today because this is a topic that most real estate agents need to hear. Free lead generation.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is going to be very cheap and it's going to be super effective. And what we're going to do is we're going to use an open house and a lot of the marketing activities around it inside of Listings to Leads that is going to not only engage buyers as you would expect, but it's really going to engage homeowners around that open house and give us a lot more conversations with them.
Scott, let me say this. The open house strategy is great. So if you're an agent, you're like, I don't have a listing. That's okay. Borrow another agent's listing because in this market, just simply reaching out and saying, hey, I would like to find a buyer for your home. Do you mind if I sit in it and do an open house? Most listing agents now are going to be equitable for that because they want their home sold. So in this economy, this strategy should be first because the environment is very good for them to allow you to do that open house.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, it doesn't have to be your listing. Borrow a listing if you don't have a listing.
Correct.
Absolutely no problem. This will work absolutely perfect with your listing or a borrowed listing. It doesn't even matter. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is either sign up for a trial with Listings to Leads, listingstoleads.com, or log into your Listings to Leads account. And before we get to the open house, we're going to do a real quick setup. And that is, I want you to go and on the far left-hand side here, you'll see where it says text IVR. Go ahead and click on that. If you are not signed up, you'll see a button to sign up. And the reason you're doing this is $10 a month. And the reason you're doing this is as you're engaging the homeowners around that open house, we want to be able to pull them into our digital marketing platform as fast as possible. We're going to do this on the buy side and we're going to do it on the sell side. And just kind of watch here and you'll get the idea. So as soon as you sign up and it's activated, all of your listings, including the listing that will have the open house, will have an extension assigned to it. For example, you'll see here 1004. So people can text 1004 to 25678, get all the photos, details, and more about that open house. Also, that's the first text that we're going to do. The second one that we're going to do is click on the landing page tab here. You'll see those listing extensions, landing page extensions, and click the green button here. And this is going to create a seller text conversation that will generate seller leads from the homeowners around that open house. So you click that button, you'll see I've got a number here assigned. All you got to do is click save and select landing page. Go ahead and assign it to that page. And now when we get to the part where we're going to be talking to the sellers, we're going to have an amazingly easy way to get them into our digital marketing platform, right? So we got the text IVR part set up. Now we're going to come to listings.
And guys, this is where if you borrow a listing from an agent, just simply have them send you an email that says, yes, I'm giving you permission to borrow that. And then you can create an incredible page on that MLS listed home.
Yeah. And the only thing I would say about borrowing a listing is make sure it's in an area that you want to generate listings and buyers for. And I've had people, I'll tell you, I've had people take a listing that was over a year old, hadn't had a showing in 6 months. They did a similar strategy to this, generated dozens and dozens of leads, had buyers they were working with, had listings, not listings, but had listing leads from it as well. So this, it doesn't matter how long the listing has been on, how overpriced or underpriced it is. This will work for any listing that is in your area. All right. So make sure the listing is in your account. If you need help getting that listing into listings to leads, let our amazing support team know. But once that listing is in your account, all you have to do to set the open house is hit the open house icon right there, set the open house date and time. And that is going to turn on and activate all of the open house tools to generate between about 40 and 120 leads in the next 7 days. All right. But the main goal here is not to just generate buyer leads, not to just generate kind of, I don't want to say random seller leads, but the kind of typical seller leads. We are going after very hot seller leads here. And the strategy for that is going to be once the open house is turned on, click the green market listing button. You'll see here a quick overview video about all the leads that you're going to generate and some more information about the tools. But as you go through here, you're going to work your way down this market listing checklist. If you need any help with any of these items in particular, on the overview button, there's a green view right here. This will have all the detailed write-ups for every item here. It's got a recorded webinar at it. So if you click it, you'll see here all the write-ups for everything that we're going to talk about today. And there's a video right at the bottom right there. So if you need any help with any of the stuff on this checklist, go there. But here's where we're going to target seller leads. We're going to have great conversations with homeowners, and it's going to be pretty quick and easy to do. So work your way down. Now the nearby homeowner letter, if you are listening to leads client already, you know this letter is powerful. This letter is one of the best ROIs for generating seller leads. But in the case where we don't have the money for the mailing, we don't have the time for the mailing, and we just want to get seller leads, we're going to use the letter, but we're going to use it in a way that Kelly is going to share with us right now, where we're going to be calling homeowners with an amazingly easy script. It is not an ask script where you feel a little bit kind of nervous about bothering people. You're going to be sharing with them that a house right near them is having an open home. You're going to personally invite them to it. You're going to let them know that when this home is sold, it will affect their home's value. And you're going to have more great conversation, and you're going to get a lot more people into your digital marketing platform for lead generation and engagement. So with that, Kelly, are you good for showing?
I'm good. Let me share my screen, and let's take this now to part 2. Scott just laid out, and Scott, that was brilliant. That is a doctorate level, but easy to understand way for you guys to put yourself in position to.
Because if they do all the items on that market listing checklist and listings to leads, you're going to generate 42 to 150 leads. Really, I had a client 2 weeks ago, 15 leads overnight from her open house, had 2 buyers within 24 hours that she was working with. So you're going to generate leads, but what Kelly's going to show you is how to integrate listings to leads with another program to just put this on hyperspeed.
There we go.
So Kelly, are you sharing your screen yet?
I am. Can you see it?
No, I cannot see your screen, but maybe it's just my
Share
view.
yours, and then I'll share mine.
Yep. All right. Oh, yes. There we go.
All right. Now let's go ahead and let's look at part 2 to this strategy that Scott's talking about, because now you've got the assets. Scott, what you've developed is assets. Now you can see my screen now, correct, Scott?
Yep. Looks perfect.
Okay. So Scott's given you the assets. He's given you basically the scripts and the vehicle to get your message to the right candidate. Now we have to find the candidate, correct, Scott?
Exactly right.
And in order to comply with the essence of this video, and that's How to get some listings and not spend a dollar. That's part 2. So let's jump into this. We've got a software, and I've been using this in conjunction with listings to leads for several years now, called Myplus Leads. Now, we're not doing a full walkthrough on the software today, but I will say if you're using listings to leads and you want to market to FSBOs and expireds, as well as any farm neighborhood, this is what you want. But let's get down to open house strategy Scott's talking about. So Scott, for the purpose of this, let's just say that house is in this neighborhood right here. You with me? I want to go ahead and get all of the homeowners that live in the neighborhood. I want to get their data. So I'm going to come up here and grab the draw tool. And I'm just going to basically cut this neighborhood out. And there we go. So there are 469 home addresses in this neighborhood. Okay. Your open house strategy, now you have a captive audience in that neighborhood of 469 homeowners. But what we want to do is we want to do one of two things. Strategy, you can do one of two. Depends on how broad you want to go. I could, at this point, generate the list, guys. And this is going to now give me the homeowner's information, first name, last name, address. And then it will further augment at your command and give you things like all their contact information. If they're on the do not call list, you're going to know it. It'll give you their cell numbers. It'll give you the ability to decide whether or not you want to call them based on the do not call list, and email addresses. But now let's step back and go with the strategy Scott said, and that's to get quick listings. So if I want to, I could go ahead and generate the list all 469, or we could get strategic, Scott. I'm going to remove condominiums, and I want to get rid of non-owner occupied. I want to talk to homeowners in the neighborhood. Does that make sense, Scott?
Yeah, exactly right. And these filters that Kelly's going to share with you are really going to help you fine tune so that you are talking to the most likely people to want to sell.
Correct.
So that you got a reason to call them. There's an open house. You want to invite them. You let them know that it's going to affect their home value when this whole home is sold.
Exactly.
But we want to still target the most likely people. And that's what Kelly's shown you here.
Correct.
Pay attention to this, because this is where we're going to put the rubber and the road are going to meet together.
Oh my God. Y'all hang on, buckle up your seatbelts, because what I'm about to show you in conjunction with listings to leads is a game changer for some of you looking for some inexpensive listings. Right now, Scott, I've got 381 prospects. Now, there are two ways I can get this list down to the most predictive seller on the planet. Number one, I can just say, okay, I only want people that have lived there for at least 5 years. So if I do that, it's going to bring it to 262. So I eliminated 100 people that are not in that category that NAR, National Association of Realtors, says will probably sell in the next 12 months. But I'm going to get rid of that, because with this software, in conjunction with LTL, has a predictability scale. Without getting too crazy, it goes in and it's using big data, Scott, to find out who is living in this grayed out area that has the same buying and internet search criteria as everybody that's sold in the last 12 months. And they then take that algorithm and extract what they call people who are exhibiting extreme sellers' signatures. Does that make sense, Scott?
Yeah, and I hope everyone's catching that, because we don't want to just go after a random list or the easiest list of 100 people around that property. We want to make sure we're going after the people most likely to sell. So pay attention to this part, because when you combine this with the script that we're going to give you next, combined with the open house that you're doing, the three of those together are going to blow up your listing lead.
And there's nothing really like this being taught. I'm a Facebook guy. You know me, I'm on YouTube. I got 7,000 agents on my channel, and I listen to other gurus out there that teach. Scott, I can tell you without as humble as I can, that what we are sharing right now is not being taught. This type of strategy, this is like a first right now. So guys, if you're looking to get that listing, you could pull the list of 381, generate the list, and then augment the data. You're going to have phone numbers, emails. You're going to know who's on the, okay, 381. But I like to work on what we call predictable probability. I want the statistically highest amount of people who are going to be selling in the next 12 months. Those are my candidates. So if I take this bar, it's going to eliminate everybody here that does not exhibit the buying habits of those that sold in the last 12 months. So watch this, Scott. I'm going to go from 381 to 20. So here's the deal. You can do this list two ways. I would go ahead and download the list of 381, and then I'd come back and download the list of 20. Two different lists. You can do it in about 10 minutes. The 20 would be my first calls. Those are the ones I'd go through. Does that make sense, Scott?
You know, it does, but I got a quick question for you, and you may be covering this in a second here. If I slide that a little bit to the left of highest, like, What do you think about doing the top 50 or
There you go.
the,
Well, this gives me the top 50. These are people that still have the buying habits. And these might be anywhere from 1 month to 18 months at the medium part. So yeah, you've got 185 people right there that I would be on the phone with inviting to my open house. So let's just generate the list, show them this list, and then let's get into the script, Scott, which is really where this thing is powerful.
Yep.
So
And let me just
it
say,
even tells me, go ahead, Scott.
let me just say real quickly, I would try to, if we're going to call, I would try to hone in on around 100, right? If you can get it through 100, doesn't have to be in the same call session. You can call over a couple of different days, but start around 100 and see how you're doing. If you already had so many great conversations before 100, great, go ahead and quit before 100. But if you are not having enough, then maybe add a little bit more.
It's even better, Scott. So look at all the phone numbers. And if I go into the lead that doesn't have a phone number and hit the word augment, 80% of the ones that do not have phone numbers, I'm now going to get phone numbers. So on that list of 187, you're going to have about 135 to 140 phone numbers coming in. Now, if I go back to let me go back to that list. In that list, again, if I do that list right here, based on what Scott said, I did the list in the actual neighborhood. Now, Scott, depending on where the geographical location that home is, there are other neighborhoods here and here. So if I wanted, I could circle prospect the neighborhoods that are around that neighborhood to give me the greatest influx of the amount of possible sellers I could, because it doesn't take anything to drive 1/4 mile to this neighborhood from here, because there are people here and here that will be listing and selling. Does that make sense, Scott?
Oh yeah, and exactly right. And that's where we want to use that predictive ability. And I would rather have someone more likely to sell that's a
Yes.
little bit further away than someone who just bought a home recently or who's not ever going to sell right next door.
And you
So
can do that with the software. I can go out as broad as I want. And I like working with the most predictive sellers. So if the neighborhood only has 20 to 40, I will then go back out and I will do a 1 mile grid search. I'm going to get 200 to 300 likely to sell in the next 12 months. And guys,
yeah, because,
there's your data. That's the data.
because
you
again,
want.
remember the goal of this is how do we get a listing fast without spending a ton of money, right? We can go after the whole neighborhood to call if you got the time, inclination, and desire to do that.
Yep.
We're looking to get a listing fast without spending a lot of money and without spending a lot of time. So what Kelly just showed you is an easy, quick way to get numbers of people with the contact information of people that are likely to sell in that area, that when you combine it with this script that we're going to show you and doing that open house right in their neighborhood, you're going to get listing leads and you're going to get a lot of buyer
Hey,
leads.
Scott, you're going to show us a script in a second, but let me say this for those of you watching. The premise for this video is free leads, correct, Scott?
Oh yeah. And show them about that.
The software that I just showed you guys, if you want access to that for 1 month, where you're going to get 100 to 1,000 leads for free, as many as you want, you can go to myplusninja.com. Go ahead and take advantage of the 30-day free trial. You can cancel anytime you want, or if you love it, continue using it. But myplusninja.com, you get a free trial, and literally you've got access now to all of the homeowner data. Get on the phone. Scott, what are these scripts you've been talking about? Because I read the script. It's killer.
Yeah. Go ahead and stop sharing and then I will. All right. Awesome. So listen, everybody, the goal here is, like we said before, is not to sell you on listings to leads. It's not to sell you MyPlus leads.
Correct.
But we talk to agents all the time. I talk to agents every single day, just like Kelly does. And again, I can go through 1,000 different strategies on how to get listings and buyers and all that. But when the client last week asked me, he doesn't have a lot of money. He just started with listings to leads, not a brand new agent, but he's one of those agents, Kelly. And I know we know a lot of these agents. They're kind of grinding maybe a listing every month or two at most, essentially living paycheck to paycheck. And hey, if you're a team with a lot of money, we got great strategies that can blow it up for you, no problem. But you're going to spend money doing it. So again, take what Kelly said, get that free trial at MyPlus Leads. Hey, if you got Redx or if you got Prospect Boss, awesome. Go and use that for what we're talking about. But if you don't have a dialer and you don't have access to data and you don't have a lot of money and you want to get going fast and get some leads coming in before you need to pay, take Kelly up on his offer. All right. I'm not an affiliate of Kelly's. I'm just here trying to help everybody here watching this video get listings cheap and fast. So we got the open house, our listing or not.
Yep.
We got the data, right? We've got that all set up. Now here's the script. In this script, this is the script that's that's not going to make you a hero, but it's going to put you in a great place with talking to the homeowners. And here's the script right here. We will put a link to the script below the YouTube video, or if you're in the mastermind group, you'll see it. But let's just go through it real quickly together. There's a pre-open house script and there's a post-open house script. All right. That second call is even better because, as we know, frequency in marketing, the more they hear from us, the more they see us, the more likely we are to connect with them. That's why we're going to do all the market listing items and listings to leads, in addition to the calls that Kelly just shared with us. So the script is here. We get them on the phone, or we're going to leave a voicemail. The pre-open houses. Hey, this is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty. Hey, I'm calling to let you know that 5530 Douglas Boulevard down the street from you is having an open house on Sunday from 2 to 4. Notice I said down the street from you, because I want to make sure that they understand this is right near them. This relates to them or where they live. Second line. If you'd like to get more information about the home, like the photos, price, other details, just go ahead and text 1009 to 25678. Now, that's what I said earlier. We signed up for the text IVR.
Yep.
When somebody sends a text to that, you're going to get a phone number. They're going to get the mobile responsive virtual tour. It's going to be a beautiful thing. You got great follow-up. All good. Third line. I'd like to personally invite you to come preview this home if you're available at that time, or if you'd like to preview the home at another time, let me know. I can be reached at 415-555-1212. Just nice. You're being of service, right? We want to be of service to these homeowners. And then we're going to end it with, also, once this home sells, it will affect your home's value. Since it is in the same neighborhood as you, if you'd like to get your current home value estimate, please text 182-140 to 888-264-1910. Thank you, Susan. Hope you have a great day. When someone sends that text, 182-140 to the 888 number, it's going to trip off an email conversation between the person sending the text and our automated systems at Listings to Lead. That's going to get you it'll get you the phone number right away when they text. It'll also get them their name, email, and address as well delivered to you. You're going to get leads from leaving voicemails. You're going to get leads as you talk to people. You're going to have great conversations. You're a real estate professional. We'll give more tips at a later date on maybe some of the great conversations that you can have if you need help with that. But here's the thing. You're going to do the open house. At the open house, you have the open house sign-in sheet. We got a paper version, Listings to Leads. You've got a online version like this. This is absolutely awesome because you can collect the name, email, and phone number. And a little tip, if you ever have a problem getting people to sign in, is to say, welcome to the open house. The sellers have asked for security reasons that everybody signs in. So I really thank you so much for doing that. You hand them the iPad or you hand them the piece of paper for the sign in. Refer to it as a security measure because it's going to make you look like a phenomenal agent, smart, that's on point with things. I mean, if I'm a homeowner and I come into an open house and the agent says something like that to me, Kelly, right? I mean, that's going to make me feel good because this agent is concerned about security, and that's always a good thing. So they're going to sign in here. You're going to have the great open house, and you're going to get some really good people coming through it because you did all that marketing with Listings to Leads. And here's where it gets even better, because a lot of marketing, conversion, engagement happens with frequency. And so after the open house, you're going to know how many people came through. All right. Could be 15 people. It could be 30 people. It really doesn't matter. But we're going to call those exact same homes. There's no need to go back and find the data. No need to do any of that stuff. You've already got the data. Now you're going to call them with the second script. And very similar to the first one, except the middle part right. So we're going to start off with, hi, this is Scott Pierce with XYZ Realty, calling to let you know that we had the open house at 5530 Douglas last Sunday. And as a nearby neighbor, I wanted to let you know that we had 23 people come through the open house. They all love the neighborhood, but unfortunately, only one of them can buy the property. I'd like to invite you to get more information about this property by sending a text to 25678. So if you text 1009 to 25678, you'll get all the photos, details, and more. And just to make sure that you understand that once this property sells, because you're so close to it, your home value is going to change. So I'd like to invite you to get your current home value estimate now. just text 182-140 to 888-264-1910. Thank you, Susan. Hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Now,
So
Scott, what's powerful about this is circle prospecting in a completely different way. The average circle prospector is calling a homeowner with a script similar to this. My name is, I'm with, you have a home in this area. It's very equitable for buyers that are looking to move in your neighborhood. Are you open to interviewing a very aggressive agent to come and list your home? Are you thinking of selling? See, that's a very in your face approach. This
yeah,
is backdooring it. This is saying, hey, look, we're just having an open house. Would you like to come and take a look at it? Give us your feedback. And by the way, if this home sells, it's going to affect the home values. Oh, and by the way, we had 23 people show up. See, I'm not saying, hey, I want to come list your home. Can we talk? I'm a very good realtor. We sold a bunch of homes last month. This is literally backdooring a listing presentation by giving valuable information. There's a difference, Scott, between this approach and the stuff that a lot of brokerage agents are doing when it comes to circle prospecting. And that's why this is a superior strategy as far as I'm concerned.
well, exactly. I mean, everybody knows, not everybody knows, but I mean, many people know that we've got one of the best Facebook ad platforms out there for generating leads with
Yep.
names, emails, phone numbers, selling timeframes, purchase timeframes. You got videos. I mean, we got a lot of great stuff. But I'm telling you right now, using the script with the tools and listings to leads, but being a professional enough to be able to call up these homeowners with not, again, it's not an ask, right? Like Kelly, like the normal circle prospecting scripts that you get from these people, they're along the lines of what Kelly just said. And those are fine, but they're very low ROI, right?
And they're
The number
confrontative.
of conversions you're going to get from that is minuscule
Yeah,
compared
I agree.
to what you're going to get from this script. Because again, it's all about service. It's all about something happening in the neighborhood, and it's all amazing stuff. So listen, everybody, before we wrap this up, I'm going to tell you one more thing here. We have got another awesome way to get listings super fast that we're going to share with you in another video. Because as I was talking to my client last week, I told him about the open house strategy. He absolutely loved it. I got into this other strategy that's actually almost even easier. It's amazing. It's being of service in your local community. You're going to absolutely love it. Kelly, you've been doing this second strategy for a while now too, right? And
Yes.
you've been killing it.
Yes. My team,
Yeah.
this is one of our number one strategies.
Yeah. So this next video that we're going to do with Kelly and Scott Pierce here at Listings to Lead is going to show you this other strategy that is going to absolutely knock your socks off. All right. So
You
if you
gotta
have
watch
any
this,
questions-
guys. This thing that we're going to talk about is amazing.
I'll tell you, this is amazing right here too.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, if you're a new agent, if you're an agent that's kind of grinding and you want to make sure you got some
This is
listings
it.
coming in,
Yeah.
do this now. All right. Don't wait. Your listing that you borrow. Any questions on this, let us know. In the meantime, Kelly, we'll get together next week. We'll get that second video out the door.
Correct.
If anybody has any questions for Kelly, how do they reach you?
They can get me at kellywheelergroup@gmail.com or text me at 407-832-6604. I'll head you to my YouTube channel, 450 videos, a lot of them on listings to leads where I do a lot of demos, and you guys can connect with me. I love helping agents get to the level they want to be. And don't forget, guys, if you don't have listings to leads, Scott will drop a link to that probably video, and then go to myplusninja.com to start your free leads for the next 30 days and use the strategy Scott taught on today. Guys, it works.
And I'm telling you, you will have conversations with homeowners within a couple of hours. I mean, within 30 minutes of starting.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, it's going to happen. So listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right.